Alright guys, haven't even started the journey officially yet. I am planning to go out to Dimbulah, through Mareeba to Dimbulah, and then do like a 6-hour trek through some 4-wheel drive tracks out the back. I've stopped, yeah, I'm not going to disclose location just in case, but I'm out Queensland way. Well, yeah, on the way to Mareeba, obviously. I've just come across a power line here. Massive nest on top. It was wedge-tailed eagle nest, 100%, and I've seen wedgies in this area. But I'll try and get some footage up of phone footage because the GoPro's not going to cut it. There's a couple of falcons up there. I reckon they're peregrines, based on the size of the birds, because it's really hard to get a gauge. Hobbies and peregrines look really similar when they're babies. The most exciting part about this is underneath the nest we are here. So I already saw some cool stuff. There's all just random poo and bones and that kind of stuff. What I was really excited for, which I've now lost, here it is look at this. Looks like a little kingfisher. Well, not a little kingfisher, the species, but it's a small kingfisher head. Could be a little kingfisher, who knows? But look at that. Beautiful, well intact skull of a small kingfisher species. So, oh, another one out here. Look at that. So they're smashing kingfishers, and I've just seen, oh, that's a snail, or it was something else cool. But yeah, how cool is that? Hopefully might find some pellets that they cough up as well. There's more bones. So this stuff looks like, oh, what's this? Turtle, or maybe? Yeah, I reckon that might, I don't know, probably not for a peregrine. It could be from when there was other birds inhabiting this nest. But how cool when you come across stuff like this, or nests that is, of birds of prey, obviously. Look out for cool stuff. They could just be, I reckon they're some maybe little fish and stuff as well. You come across stuff like this, it's wicked to have a bit of a suss around. Look, heaps and heaps of bones. I'm not going to be able to ID, oh, that's like a jawbone or something. Look at that. There's like a jaw, and it's like a serrated jawline. Potentially, I reckon it's a jaw of something with the serrations like that. Maybe some type of fish, because there is a water body around. You probably know exactly where I am if you're from around here or been up here. But there's massive water body. That's probably the other side of that jawline with the serrations. Look at that, and more bones here. So this, yeah, like heaps of stuff going on. How cool, how cool. It's like a little treasure trove. Some people this is going to be really, probably weird and disgusting. But for people who are into this, this is like a little, yeah, little treasure trove of information and cool stuff going on. So yeah, still doesn't give me any more information as to what the birds are, because little falcons or your hobby falcons and your peregrines would both be able to smash little kingfishers of that size. Just keep looking around and talking. But otherwise, if I found a pellet, I'd be able to know what I'm looking at based on the size of the pellet. I reckon there'd be a big difference. It's just really hard to gauge size. Peregrines around, I don't know, I've not seen any hobbies. I know there's hobbies around and that kind of stuff. But yeah, kestrels and hobbies are pretty similar in size, and I reckon they are quite big, these birds. There's a massive difference in size between them, what, 300 grams to, oh, I suppose, smaller males. I'm talking to myself, all this information is just knocking around in my head. But otherwise, whether you got a larger hobby female, probably around 300 odd grams, males down a bit, closer to a female kestrel at about, what, 200 odd grams or something like that, I guess. 180, 200 grams. But otherwise, these guys, your males get to probably around 500 odd grams for a peregrine. Females can get up to a kilo. So there is a lot of variation there. So you could have smaller dudes up in the nest. There is 2 young birds. I can see that they are a falcon, and they've got the dark sort of hood looking thing. They've got a brownish chest. I'm gonna have to go look through my book and see how pronounced those browns and stripes are with young birds like your peregrines and your hobby falcons, and I'll be able to decide afterwards, and I'll hopefully put it up, but I'm really 80% leaning towards them being Perry's. So yeah, which is very, very cool. I just pulled over here as well just because I saw a pheasant cuckoo in a tree, and I was going to try and get some footage, which I would never probably really get footage of those guys because they're so agile and they run away. They're pretty skittish birds. And then I just, yeah, got out, was like, oh bugger, looked up, massive eagle nest, and here we are. So I haven't even started the journey yet. I should have left a lot earlier. I reckon I'm gonna have to stay the night out somewhere and keep trekking around. But otherwise, yeah, it's a wicked spot, and I've not even started my official journey, and I'm coming across some wicked stuff. There was a spider web on the lens. Hopefully it didn't affect too much. So yeah, I'll start another video or another little intro when I get out to yeah, Mt Mulligan Road. I'm gonna head out that way, dirt roads, full driving, cross creek crossings and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be a wicked trip, and look at the day I've got. Really, absolutely stellar day for it. So hopefully a lot more birds of prey, hopefully a lot more cool wildlife. And cheers for joining. Let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so one of the babies moved to the edge of the nest a bit more. I swayed my answer based on, yeah, a lot of different things or what the birds are looking like. My initial thought was hobbies, and then I thought, oh, that maybe they're really big. And the only reason I was really going for peregrines was based on the size of the animals, because I thought they looked quite big from far away. So peregrines and hobbies sound really different. Peregrines will apparently occasionally, well not occasionally, but I guess in some circumstances they'll nest in hollows and nests from what I've heard, but the bulk of their nesting is done in cliff edges and that kind of stuff. Hobbies I know will use disused nests, usually from like ravens and other similar sized birds. They're not going to build their own, they just use someone else's nest. So it checks out for both species really that they're using a disused nest. Yeah, really what I was going for with peregrine was based on the size. It is really hard to get an idea of proper size that far away. And there's a bit of glare with the binoculars. I wasn't getting an accurate look. I almost tripped myself up. But yeah, there you go. Couple of hobbies, which I've not seen up here yet. Hobby falcons, which is fantastic. So yeah. So starting the trek now. Well, I've done all of like the hard or the work to get here. I'm going to follow this road along, hit Mt Mulligan Road, and I've looked up a bit as well. It's got tracks all around the back, out to the Mt Carbine, which is where I've been before. So I'm muddling my words already. I'm just pretty keen. I've seen whistling kite, black kite, peregrines in a wedge-tailed eagle nest, and then 3 wedge-tailed eagles just before Dimbulah. So raptors are already, yeah, seen quite a few, which has been absolutely wicked. But otherwise, I'll head out this way. Should be dirt roads, should be creek crossings, hopefully, which will be nice. We're coming into the wet season now, so we haven't had a lot of rain. So I'm wondering whether I want them to be nice enough that I can still enjoy them and yeah, have a bit of fun and get through them. Not so much water. I don't think there'll be much water, that it's hard to get through, but I'm worried that there hasn't been enough rain that they're going to be really trickly, sort of end of the dry season sort of thing, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, yeah, pretty keen for this one. Haven't been doing too much forward driving lately, so it'll be good to get off the roads and see some wicked stuff, because this is the absolute country, or the wildlife, or the habitat that I love the most. The wildlife that you see out here, mostly just saw your birds cruising around, raptors and stuff, flitting little birds through the trees, just dry country. The contrast between like the red sand and the blue sky today is wicked, and that's just what I love. So a few clouds around. It's a wicked looking day. So I suppose without further ado, let's head out. Let's have a good one, and yeah, hopefully see some wicked stuff, but otherwise, hopefully you enjoy the video as much as I'm going to enjoy participating. Let's go. yell a bit. I could put the windows up and the aircon on, but yeah, nah, screw that. It is a wicked day. There's a beautiful breeze coming through. It's nice with the windows down. Windows down is always good, rather than that artificial cool air. We're just passing through Mt Mulligan station at the moment. So, yeah, they don't want you to, they said no trespassing, all that kind of stuff. From what I've read online, what I've heard, it's just they don't want you going and doing naughty stuff in their, yeah, on their property. So the road is public access road, you can go through, which is good. It's a bit bumpy and rocky, but otherwise it's nothing that you can't sort of glide through. It's not like a proper full drive road yet or anything like that. But it's excellent habitat to be going through right now. Absolutely love it. I don't know what the dominant species of plant is. Some type of wattle, I guess. I'll try and show you guys what I'm looking at, but also wanting to not go over the edges. Sort of like going along a mini range here at the moment. Grab you and have a look. So yeah, some type of wattle or whatever. Nice dirt road going along. Beauty. Oh. But yeah, excellent view. I love that bright blue sky. The only thing that would be just as good, if not the same, is if you've got like this real layers upon layers of storm clouds kind of thing. Like not just a black, grey sky, but instead just this sort of like lighter, darker. You can see really the depth of the clouds, if that's making sense. A real beautiful, yeah, sort of North Queensland top end kind of storm roll in, but otherwise blue skies is even better. It's nice and warm. Hopefully I'll see some good stuff. Seen a couple of black kites cruising around. Not too much else. It is pretty warm. Car's saying it's 32 degrees out there. So obviously, yeah, I'm not gonna be having high hopes for seeing too much cruising around, because it is pretty warm for birds, for reptiles, all that kind of stuff. So the main thing that I wanted to do for this trip was just go dirt road driving, looking at the bushland around me, or the habitat around. Just get out of the rainforest. The rainforest is great. I love it. It's really good. But this is where it's at. This is what I absolutely crave, gives me energy, this sort of bushland. Yeah, the rainforest is great. You see some wicked species that you can't really see anywhere else. There's a first, not really a creek crossing, but there's the creek there, and it's just trickling across. So nothing really too interesting. But otherwise, yeah, this is what I love. This kind of stuff. The rainforest is good, but you can't really beat this for me. There you go. Beautiful. It's just a whole different thing. Anyway, we'll keep going, get some footage of some good stuff along the way. Hopefully there's wildlife, otherwise I'm sure there's going to be some, hopefully, decent, better creek crossings and that kind of stuff. It's a bit of a hill here. But otherwise, heaps of stuff to put on a real nice show for. A rainbow beater just flew off. There's a little photo somewhere on the screen right now. But otherwise, I'll try and stop and get some wildlife shots. And yeah, and just enjoy the scenery really. Have a bit of fun this arvo. So these are all the signs I'm getting met with. I'm just opening the gate now. That I'm assuming Because I've gone through this one that says closed to all camping, hunting, buzzing and mining, strictly prohibited. But yeah, danger, keep out, all that kind of stuff. I assume, a nice piece of barbed wire there to hook it onto. I assume that's all, don't go into the land there, whereas this is a road that you can access. Because I've gone through this and it looks like, oh yeah, don't go in here. But I think they're danger, keep out signs, no camping, fishing, hunting, shooting, prospecting. It's just about going into the land. So that's what I'm passing through. So if anything happens, yeah, that's what the people are going to get angry at us about, or me. You guys, you're along for the trip and without any sort of responsibility. But yeah, it looks like I really don't enter, but it then says please shut the gates, so I'm like, just letting you in. So I reckon it is public access. I'm quite certain it is from what I've heard, and yeah, I reckon it's public access. You're allowed to do what you want as long as you're not, well, like if you drive through and you're doing the right thing, which I'm going to be doing. And if anyone asks, I'll just say like, listen, I was told by people, I could be talking about this and it's fine, because I was told by people in person, go do this road. It's a good one. It is very similar to the Maracay track actually, if you guys have been Maracay track or know of it in the Northern Territory. Nice bush drive and creek crossings, heaps of wildlife, that kind of thing. So yeah, please shut gates and all that kind of thing. So I just assume it's like, don't be a bogan in here and be an idiot. Because I'm sticking to the roads, I'm doing the right thing, and I got nothing to worry about. So there you go. That's what that's all about. Yeah. So yeah, we'll go for a drive. If anything happens, then it'll make for a good video. But otherwise, I'm just see what happens, I guess.